What's up, guys? It's Mr. Fit to Flourish, and you already know what time it is. It is going to be July 15th, the week of July 15th, and I'm going to be going through the stocks that we are watching this week. Okay, so let's get right into it. So the first stock I wanted to talk about on the watch list, so if you don't already know, this is my watch list: Amazon, AMD, Apple, SPY. This watch list does not change too much. I do add in stocks every now and then once we have stocks that are in play stocks, which are basically stocks that are being actively traded at a high volume due to news and popularity. But currently, I'm going to go through Amazon. And I do want to mention and preface with the fact that the main two indicators I use are the EMAs, the 920, 50, 100, and 200. And then I also use Saudi ATR levels, which are average true ranges. That is it, okay? Other than that, we're just looking at price action all the time. We can take these guys off, doesn't matter. Just looking at price action. So what I'm looking at here on Amazon on the daily time frame, so I'm currently on a daily time frame, what I'm looking at is a small fair value gap, small order imbalance, okay? So this bar to this bar here, and what it looks like is Amazon sold off pretty hard on Thursday. We took advantage of those puts, and we came down to this key support level, which is also the previous close, the close of the previous month, which you can tell by this line here, which is also in confluence with the 20 MA. So it's a 20 MA mean reversion bounce. It looks like we're going to get a push up on Amazon up to this key level is going to be at 197.70. Okay, so we're going to get a move back up to 197.70 to close that gap. Amazon is also on this recent upward trend line, so it's a 1.5 month trend line. Okay, so the question here is going to be, does Amazon hold? Amazon has been having a lot of resistance here at the $200 level, and we've just been fading that. Every time we push up to that $200 level, we fade it. We need to get up above $200.56 in order for Amazon to fly to 203.50 and then 205.05. Okay, but I think what's going to happen is we're going to get that move to the upside, and then we're going to reject this new 197 level, so it's going to be a support to resistance flip, an SR flip, and then we're going to fall. We're going to come back down to 193, potentially have a last ditch effort bounce, and then fall down to 188.92. Okay, if that doesn't happen, then we'll end up breaking this 197 level and holding this trend line, or we can end up breaking down from this trend line, and then holding 193, and then now creating a new upward trend. Okay, so there's just key levels to look at are going to be 197.70 and then 194-ish. Okay, about 194-ish. So those are going to be our key levels. I think this is the most likely thing that's going to happen, but we'll see. We'll see. We kind of like playing Amazon intraday, and the way that we play Amazon intraday is we look for resistance levels and then the fade. So here we had a double top. Whenever you get a double top, we create a neckline, okay? We create a neckline. So that neckline was created here. And all the neckline is when you push up one time, you retrace. It's the low level, it's the pullback. And then you come up to hit resistance again. That's a double top. And that retrace is a neckline of this double top, okay? This double top, this is the neckline. When you break below that neckline, then you have high probability shorts, okay? So we had high probability shorts here on Thursday and absolutely went crazy. So we got in on puts. I got out at 80%, but it went out too early because these puts ended up going 697%, okay? So pretty insane, pretty dramatic move there. Pretty dramatic move. But that's how we're going to be playing Amazon. We're going to be looking for resistance. Okay. The next stock that I wanted to talk about that we are looking at is AMD. Everyone's like, yo, what's going on with AMD? Here are the key levels: 187.20, 181.81, 172.93. Those are the current key levels. 192.96 is the next level if we can get over 187.20. But as you can tell, it looks like there is a ton of sellers in that area. Wick City right there. So we could get a reversal here, but we're going to need to hold that 181 level. If we don't, then we're coming down to 172.93, which will be a pretty good retrace. AMD rocketed to the upside after this break. We actually called out these calls. I called it out on YouTube as well, but called them out in our Discord and then also on TikTok. So tune into me somewhere because you're going to make money. But Yeah, so we had this move to the upside. If we hold 180, 181, we may consolidate in this area for a little bit before moving back to the upside. Or if we lose 181, then we'll be moving to the downside, okay? So just be on the lookout for that. AMD's fades are pretty similar, so they're gonna look like this too. They also, on the 5-minute time frame, they set up like this, where we get a push to the upside, we get a neckline break and cross below. We cross below these MAs. If you're in the Discord, then you know exactly how we play this, like clockwork. So be on the lookout for that. The next play that we're looking at here is Apple, the next stock that we're looking at. So Apple's been in this pretty tight uptrend for quite a while. It's been in this tight trend channel, and recently it's hit the 100% ATR, which is the maximum move it's supposed to make for the month, and it's getting a little bit overextended here. We fell and broke down from this upward trend line, this upward trend channel, this upward trend line. So we then made a push back to the upside, retesting, but then we had sellers step in. So this looks like a reject of a retest here, and we maybe end up going back to the downside, down to 226, and then after 226, 223. Okay, so just be careful here on Apple. We are at all-time highs. We have a chance for rejection, but if we break above that 132.99 level, we could see a move back into this trend channel and back to the upside. All right, and then one of the stocks that we are currently looking at on our swing list is going to be MU. So on the daily time frame, MU is currently holding this 130 level. It's a key level. MU is one of these plays that it's kind of still has room to go. It still has quite a bit of room to go. We just came from highs at 157. 157.41. So we just came from highs there. We're consolidating here. We need to break above this key 136.95 level. But when I'll be getting in is once I see the 9MA cross above the 20 and we have a good bullish bar, a good push to the upside, I'm going to be loading up. And then once we break this 136.95 level, I'm definitely going to be double loading up. But the level that we need to get above is going to be this call zone ATR 135.25. So once we're in there and we break above this range that we're in right now, then it's going to be absolute madness. It's going to be to Mars. We are going to Mars on a rocket ship. Okay, we're going to be going to Mars because this play is going to rip. It's definitely going to rip. So just look for that break above 136.95 out of this range. This looks exactly like Tesla and AMD, how we called out those plays weeks ago. They move to the upside, they come down, they get in this accumulation phase, and then they go back to their run-up phase, then their distribution phase, and then their sell-off, and then repeat the whole thing. So good stuff there. Now, looking at Meta, a lot of people are asking me about Meta. So here's the notes on Meta here. So Meta is in this uptrend, okay? Meta's in this uptrend. I have the volume profile here. I could take it off though, but let me take that off there. So I have the volume profile here. So we called out calls on Meta here on this trend line bounce, absolutely ripped from 510 all the way to 540. Now Meta's coming down pretty hard, right back to this $500 level. Now it broke below this upward trend line. And what did it do? Just like Apple, it retested that trend line and rejected. That's not good news, okay? So market-wide, we're kind of seeing retest rejects. We're a little bit overextended. On the weekly time frame, we had a bearish engulfing bar. We had a 9MA, 20MA downside cross on the 2-hour time frame, which is very bearish. But it's catching on the 200MA, but we'll see if it breaks. So the level that we're looking at here is 492.57. If we get below this level, then we are going to be falling down to 468. Okay, we're going to be falling down to 468. This is guaranteed. 468.80 guaranteed. Now this upward trend line reject is kind of scary because we did try to make a push back to the upside and we rejected. On the daily time frame, we're currently sitting on the 50MA though, so if we lose the 50MA and we break below this line, we will be in the sell zone. This yellow line is the sell zone ATR. So there's a lot of confluence to the downside if we do get below 492.57. It's an automatic put situation, and you heard it here first, automatic money. Okay, but if we hold, and like I said, we could try to reclaim the 20MA, push back above 510, and then make a move back to the upside into the call zone above 516. So no worries there. But a lot of things are showing downside movement, such as the divergence on the volume RSI on the daily time frame. Okay, so divergence is just the fact that this trend is going up and then the RSI, which is the relative strength index, is going down. So divergence is a good sign of what we like to say is a reversal. So this is in an uptrend, and that divergence is showing that we should start going down to a downtrend, at least for the near term. Okay, and then we're also at psychological resistance currently right now at that $500 level. Okay, and before last time, something that you can notice is that we sold off into earnings. Okay, we made these highs and then we sold off into earnings, and currently we're sort of doing the same thing. We put in these highs and now earnings is coming up here on July 31st. So are we going to sell off into earnings again? I kind of think so. I kind of think it's highly probable, but again, we're gonna have to wait to see, do we hold 492.57 or do we break? All right, and then last but not least, we have Microsoft. Microsoft is holding on to this uptrend here. There's a fair value gap that's gonna push up to 458.96. So Microsoft is gonna make an attempt at 458.96 to close this gap. And then we're gonna have to see, do we get a reject or do we continue back to the upside? So just be on the lookout for that. Here are some of my notes on Microsoft. So that is all I had for you guys today. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Really good plays coming up this week. Really good things to watch. I didn't talk about SPY, but SPY has an inside pattern. Again, that's a sign of a reversal. So I'm kind of thinking we potentially get some sort of a pullback this week if we don't consolidate and move to the upside. It kind of looks like we're probably going to have pullbacks, but if we don't, then cool. Go with the trend. The trend is your friend. No worries there. Trading is not about it's not about being right with these predictions, but it's about understanding these key levels and then keeping your winners greater than your losses, keeping your losses smaller than your winners. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm out. Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance, and growth.